Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. It's Friday night. We are back on the couch. Time for another weekly movie review. This week, I wanted to finish off the final movie of a trilogy and get some machine-destroying action in at the same time. So, grab the new Transformers movie, Dark of the Moon, which is the third one, and decided to check it out. So, as with the other two films, this has a lot of returning characters. Shia LaBeouf, his parents, Tyrese, Josh Duhamel, John Turturro are all back in their roles. One cool addition is John Malkovich, and I'm a big John Malkovich fan, so he's really cool in it. And Ken Jeong from Hangover fame, he has a small part. One big person that's missing is obviously Megan Fox. She apparently had a lot of beef with the director, Michael Bay, which we all know he's kind of prissy and a prima donna, and then you add her to it, and supposedly they clashed from the jump. And she has been replaced by Victoria's Secret model Rosie Huntington. Is it Whiteley? Whiteley. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but so she replaced Megan Fox. And honestly, it's not like the role needed much. So either one of them could do it perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned. They're much more for the visuals than for their actual acting talent. So, quick synopsis of the movie. Because they haven't already done it in the first two, it's essentially more of Decepticons trying to come and destroy humans, only to be saved by the Autobots. This time, it focuses on a ship that was crashed onto the moon. And essentially, it is a race between the Autobots and humans trying to recover what is on the ship and keep it from falling into the hands of the Decepticons. And, you know, in between there, having lots of things get destroyed and really just overall action. So, one thing I liked about this film is a good part of it takes place in Chicago. Chicago is one of my all-time favorite cities, so that was kind of cool. But really, I mean, if you've seen the first two, you've seen this one. Really, if you've seen the first one, you've seen this one. I was not a fan of the second one. I really thought it was just overly done. I didn't think it was well directed. I didn't think it was well acted. I didn't think it had a good script. I really thought it was a big letdown. Because I actually liked the first one. I thought the first one was pretty cool. At the end of the day, yeah, it's talking cars. But I did think it was kind of cool. I will say this one's definitely better than the second one. It had more, the action was more like in the first one, more, I mean, you can't say realistic action because they're cars shooting guns at each other, but it was much less, it didn't feel as over the top as, let's put it that way, even though it's cars shooting at each other and saving the world, it didn't feel that over the top somehow. But I really thought that the characters worked well with each other, and John Turturro has been great in all three of them. John Malkovich added a really cool character. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Patrick Dempsey is also in it. He plays Rosie Huntington Whiteley, and Whiteley's boss, who in this movie is Shia LaBeouf's girlfriend. So it was cool adding him. I think he's a pretty decent actor, even though all he's ever in is rom-coms. But I think he's a pretty decent actor. So overall, I mean, I will say it was worth watching. I will give it that. One thing, a couple little asides I have to point out here. First off, the villain that is prevalent in this one for the Decepticons is Shockwave. And I'm just going to say, he's not fair. Shockwave owns all. At least he should. When you look at the cool machine that he has, like his weapon, which if you've seen the previews and you've seen that snaky looking thing with teeth eating through a building in the middle of Chicago, that's his weapon, which I don't know. I apologize. I don't know all the Transformer dialogue. I'm not big on all their dialogue. So if his weapon has a name, I apologize. I don't know it. But all I gotta say is Shockwave is a beast, and that's just unfair. But technically, you know, I think that should pretty much own all. That should be, you know, an Autobot's weapon, and they should be able to destroy the Decepticons like that. But I guess they wouldn't have been able to make movies out of it. But it does have some good some, obviously very well done cinematics. I mean, it's some great CGI, and like I said, it takes place in Chicago with a lot of it, so it's cool seeing the CGI down the streets of Chicago. One other thing that I wanted to mention, sorry while I'm messing with the camera here, is the fact that in the first movie, you actually had a sense of both the Autobots and the Decepticons. You had a sense of who they were. You knew Bumblebee. You were worried about him, I mean, obviously with Optimus. I mean, you cared about, and I apologize now, I can't name any of the other ones because I haven't seen the first one in so long, but you actually knew who some of the Decepticons were. You knew who all the Autobots were, and you actually, could think of them by name. I think one was Jax, one was Eagle Eye, I think. I mean, and you actually, had this notion about them to the point where, in the first one, when Bumblebee gets captured or Bumblebee almost dies, you're kind of like, oh snap, is Bumblebee really going to die? Because they had taken on such human characteristics. But after the second one and now the third one, it really just got to such a point where it just seemed like it was, hey, let's throw another one in there, let's throw another one in there, let's throw another one in there. Let's not give them any kind of backstory. Let's not build up any kind of character development, put a character arc with them. Let's just throw some random machine in there. And oh, hey, while we're at it, let's put Jimmy Johnson's number on the side of it so we can get some NASCAR fans. Or, oh, hey, let's put Kyle Busch's number on the side of it and paint it up looking like the M&M's. I didn't get that. Part of Transformers is to see the machines act as humans or human-ish. And you really can't have that if you aren't even going into any of the story. And I get it. They want to add more, more Transformers on both sides, but in the same sense, they could have at least put a little bit of time into it and broken it down a little bit so you actually have some idea who you're cheering for, I mean, so we know that this guy's a good guy and this guy's a bad guy because all the Decepticons are super ugly and all have crazy red eyes, and all the Autobots aren't as ugly and don't have red eyes. That's really all you know. And most of them have color, while everything in Decepticons is usually either different colors of black, gray, steel, brushed steel, carbon steel, or something like that. So I definitely think they could have done something better with that there. Another thing I think that's funny is, and I was watching part of the second one, it was on TV randomly, and I was watching part of that, and it seems, and I could be wrong, but they've had a run on German cars that are the bad guys. In the last movie, they had an Audi R8 that was a Decepticon. In this one, well, spoiler alert, plug your ears. Okay, plug, all right, good. The Mercedes SLS is a Decepticon, and I've noticed that it seems that they've been continuing that with, well, granted it's only two, but still, it's kind of weird. Then it was kind of cool that they did add a Ferrari to this, because we all know how I love Ferraris, so that was kind of cool that they had a Ferrari in it. But even that, it was just a stereotypical, okay, that's the Italian Transformer, but there wasn't any, anything more into it. And if there is another movie, which I'm sure there will be, because it's Michael Bay, come on now, that Transformer probably won't be in it. And if it is, we won't learn anything else about it. And I know probably part of the reason why they did that is because in the second one, they had those two motorcycles who were like the two most racist characters in film since Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. So maybe that's why they didn't go into it as in depth. But in my opinion, it felt like they missed out on building up part of the element of what makes Transformers cool, in my opinion. And also, I just think it's funny how, literally, it's always something. It's always some little thing that's overlooked. It's never really some big thing, It's like a part of the cube's missing, and that starts World War III. Or some kind of charge transformed kitchen appliances into Decepticons, and that starts World War III. And somebody accidentally pushes Control-Alt-Enter instead of Control-Alt-Delete, and that starts World War III. Just seemed a little bit over the top. But in the same sense, it's Transformers, so you get what you pay for. But overall, I thought it was an average movie. I give it 3 stars. Don't think it was as good as the first one, but it could just be that now I've sat through probably about a total of damn near 9 hours of watching cars transform into human-like machines. So maybe I'm just getting a little bit jaded by it, and maybe this movie was actually better than the first one, but because I've seen This is my third one of them now. I'm just not that into it anymore. I don't know. Overall, if you've seen the first two, it's worth seeing. I wouldn't go buy it personally, though it did look really good in HD. So, you know, you would have that aspect of it. But if you loved the first two, definitely go cop it. If you bought the first one, didn't even think about buying the second one, I just go Redbox it. So overall, I give it 3 stars. I mean, worth the $1 or the $2.99 or whatever from Blockbuster, Express, or Redbox. But in my opinion, I'm not going to go cop it. And honestly, I probably will never watch it again, short of some lazy Sunday and it's on FX. You know, that's about the only time I'll be watching it. Because really, it just didn't give anything. Though, I mean, a couple of the scenes in the office building, when the building's collapsing, are sick. But it's just kind of you know? Because you already knew what was going to happen. I mean, you know. Come on now. And if you don't, well, then good. Michael Bay likes you. And you'll like the movie even more. But just want to do my quick review. Since it is Friday, we are on the couch, and this is another weekly movie review. Yours truly. Until next week, thanks for checking out thanks for checking out this video. And hopefully you go and check out the rest of my videos. I really do appreciate it, y'all. I guess handing out my cards has really been spiking my videos because my views have been going up. So I really appreciate it to all y'all who are watching, and keep it up. I really do appreciate it. It's kind of cool. Like, my numbers have all gone up, so I'm feeling good. But as always, you can check my website out at MatthewMaley.com. It's finally getting back up there. I'm having to literally upload like one video at a time to try to get it caught back up. So bear with me on that. It's taking forever. I apologize. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Matthew Maley. Like my page on Facebook, Matthew Maley Poker. As always, check out the rest of my videos right here on YouTube. Search for Matthew Maley Poker. And while you're at it, if you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate it. Log into your account, like, comment, and subscribe. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. So until the next video, it's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. And we out. Peace, y'all.